Hey, it's Coach Cliff with the Northern Lights Swim Club, and this is your daily practice video for September 25th, 2023. So we're coming off our first meet of the season, the 23-24 season, and it was a nice meet. We had a lot of swimmers in the meet, and we had a lot of veterans, we had a lot of first-timers, and when we finish a meet, it's always important to do a little retrospection and see how things went. We did end up with a few of these this weekend, which is not a big deal. We learn how to do our strokes properly. Sometimes we're learning at meets too. And we're going to make some corrections to some of these errors and also some, general technique issues that we need to face. So this week is going to be a recovery week and a technique week. We've got 4 weeks until our next meet. So we've got a nice little cycle here. We'll have a week of recovery and technique. We'll have a week of aerobic maintenance. We'll have a week of building up our speed. And then we'll have a week of refining our speed and preparing for the meet. Nice little cycle. It's essentially what we just did coming into this meet. So look forward to that for the rest of this week and for the rest of this cycle. Now for today, let's talk about what we got going on. So this week we're going to lean into our technique on each stroke. Today is going to be a backstroke day. Seemed like a good way to start since we're also doing a little bit of aerobic work and general recovery today. So backstroke. We want to make sure that we are rotating our stroke through our core and making sure that we're staying connected, arms through our shoulders, making sure that we're not reaching too far back or not reaching far back enough. We want to be just right. We want to keep a balanced rotation. We want to keep our kick balanced. These are all things that we're going to be paying attention to today. For our warm-up, we're going to go a set of 20-50s, freestyle down, backstroke back. This is cruise. Keep it light, keep it relaxed, but start to think about what we're going to be working on our backstroke today. Are you balanced? Are you staying connected through the shoulders, or are you reaching too far back? Keep those elbows in line with our shoulders from the elbow all the way through to this shoulder for this arm, and then same thing on this arm when we're pulling. We don't want to be going too far back. It puts too much stress on our joints. So that's our warm-up set. Keep it light, keep it relaxed, but keep it thoughtful. One of the things that generally turns up as being a challenge in a swim meet are backstroke turns. We practice them in practice regularly, but how often do we hit that top end speed? Do we hit the speed that we're going to be hitting in a swim meet? We need to try to make sure that we do that. When we get to a swim meet and we're hitting that top end speed for the first time, it's going to affect our turns. So let's make sure that we're doing some top end speed work in practice when we're practicing our turns. Makes sense, right? So next up is some turns. Let's make sure that we're getting our stroke count down and that we're getting a good feel for our spacing between the flags and the wall and our timing before we initiate that somersault. We want this to be fast. We want it to be just right from the wall. If we get too close to the wall, it's hard to push away. If we're too far away from the wall, we don't get a strong enough push off. Let's try to find our way into this and make sure that we're good and balanced and getting some good power off that turn. It's time for a little bit of aerobic work. So we're going to go 5 200s backstroke. We'll keep this, again, very light. We're not going to push this much over 80% effort. And just stay focused on your technique and turns. It can be easy to kind of fall into a daydreaming mode here, but let's try to keep ourselves focused and engaged. Next up, we're going to focus on our backstroke catch. Some of us seem to have a hard time finding where we're going to drive those pinkies in and get that catch. So today we're going to work a little bit on that by throwing on some paddles. We like to use the finesse paddles with a little thumb hole in them. Don't grip onto them too hard. Keep your hand relaxed, but when your hand slides in, make sure that you're pinky first and that the first part of your stroke is pressing out and down for that catch. Keep your shoulders connected to what's happening out at the hands. All right? This is supposed to be light and relaxed. By about the second or third one, hopefully you're in a groove and you're able to really focus on the small little nuanced things that you want to make corrections for. Biggest is to make sure that you're always pushing water towards your feet. Once you get that catch back in here, you're going to be driving that water all the way down towards your feet. Try to make sure that you are adjusting your wrist so that you're not always keeping your wrist straight and in line with your arm. That hand has to change orientation as you're pushing through the water, okay, to keep that palm always facing and pushing the water the correct way. We're going to finish up practice with just a little bit of extra recovery swimming. We can mix in our other strokes here, and then, time permitting, we'll get some relays in and have some fun. It's going to be fun. We had a great weekend. I can't wait to see you guys. See you at the pool. This is Coach Cliff. Thanks for staying all the way to the end of the video. Please click like and subscribe, and consider sharing with your friends. Thanks. See you at the pool.